Okay, welcome to the shop. Today, what we're working on is my Traxxas stadium truck, two-wheel drive. Um, I recently purchased this thing as just something to blow off some steam with. So, very much a hobbyist. I don't race it, don't do anything else with it. But I had a lot of fun with it. I did notice one small problem though. This thing is terrible on the pavement. And what happens is when you try to turn, especially sharply, this thing will barrel roll like crazy. And that was getting a bit annoying, seeing as I'm a novice and not super great at fine controls yet. So, being a car guy, I decided to apply my own suspension knowledge to this thing and started looking for sway bars. Well, the only sway bar kit is made by Hot Racing, I believe is the company name. Yeah. And that is this kit here, if we can focus. And I had a lot of questions about it. I mean, it's like 30 bucks, so I kind of didn't want to spend money on it without knowing how it bolted on here. And I have seen all kinds of crazy YouTube videos on people making their own or bolting these things on. And I wanted to clear something up. Most people try to mount it right here, and that's not where it goes. The holes in the bracket actually allow it to be sandwiched here in this front bumper bracket. Try to get in there. Hopefully it focuses. There you go. And what happens is it's just a bar, connects the front suspensions, and what it's supposed to do, see how it transfers the load over to that other side. It keeps the body from rolling over on its side, and gives you a little bit more stability at speed. Makes it pretty fun to drive on the pavement. I have a lot of pavement where I live. I will tell you that if you're planning on doing a lot of off-road racing or driving with this thing, sway bars are not the way to go, but I have a lot of pavement. I'm in an urban area, so it makes it a lot more fun to drive on the street because it gets real squirrely on the pavement. This rear sway bar setup, when I first saw it, I saw a lot of complaints on the interwebs about how it'll never work properly and so on and so forth. And they're not wrong. You actually have to modify the chassis. In here, you'll see where I notched it out. It's not a super favorite thing for me to do, but it's functional. There's still enough meat of plastic there. It seems it doesn't really affect the overall stability of the shock mount. And then that just mounts down here with these links. And it's not quite as effective at transferring load over to the other side. It's going to be hard to see, but you'll actually see it try to tug up on the other side. And that's telling you that we're also transferring load over to the opposite side. And that's what you want to do with any sway bar setup. It's really, I'm actually really impressed with it. It's very quite effective. Like I said, you got to use your brain a little bit. This is definitely the only place that bracket will mount on this car. You got to lose little spacers behind it, and it does work quite effectively. So, really the only thing I really wanted to clear up is, I mean, I have not yet seen anybody mount that thing not here. That's where it belongs. I'm assuming if you have aftermarket bumpers or something like that, it may not work. And if you do have to mount it here, it'll still be just as effective, but you gotta mount it there and then notch out the frame there, and it gets a little bit hairy. But this will save you some time if you're trying to do that. I also saw somebody who claimed that, see if it'll focus, that these little washers here pinch down on the bars and they don't spin. I can tell you by the rubbed off powder coating, it'll be hard to see because it's all shiny and dumb, but I can tell you for sure that it does in fact rotate in there just fine. It's just enough pinch that it holds it in place, but not enough to kind of lock it in place, which is what you don't want. You want it to be able to transfer the load to the other side. So, in short, that's just kind of where we're at with this thing so far. And yeah, have a good day.